Hello everyone. So good morning to all of you. I'm glad that you all are here on the weekend to learn about Git and GitHub and joining this session named Getting Started into Git and GitHub. So we will start in a few minutes. So till then, let me know you all are joining from which place. Like you can just put in your city, college name, anything, and show the excitement for the session. Also, those who are joining from outside referrals and are not a member of Hack Club Tech Brewers yet, please make sure that you register for the club. I will just put it in the highlight. So you can register to join Hack Club Tech Brewers by visiting this link. You just have to answer a few questions and you're good to go. The link is also present in the description of the YouTube video, so you can check it out there as well. Cool, cool, amazing audience. Like it's really great to see such an active audience. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe the channel. So we are new to YouTube, so it would be really great to see a support from you all for this channel. So if you want such sessions, if you want to register yourself for such sessions, or you want to conduct any such kind of events, feel free to reach out to us. But you need to be a member for the of the club, so make sure that you register for the same. Cool. So I think there are a lot of folks joining in, so you can start now. So the way this event is going to run is like, firstly we will go through the PPTs or slides, you can say. We will try to understand the theory behind what is Git and GitHub actually, and then we will move towards the hands-on part. Just give me a moment. Yeah. So is my screen visible? Please put it in the chat box so I can move ahead. I hope it's visible. So first of all, I would like to welcome you all to this session on getting started with Git and GitHub. Cool. So before we move towards the session, I will just quickly introduce myself. I am Mrunank Pawar. I am student at SKNCUE Pune. I am the founder and lead at Hack Club Tech Brewers. Also, I am Azure Developer Community Pune organizer. Besides all the technical stuff, I like to play taekwondo and do sketching in my free time. These are my hobbies. Also, I like to travel a lot. I like clicking photos. You can follow me or reach out to me on the socials present on the screen. Also, make sure you take screenshots throughout the session and post it on socials. Make sure that you tag us, Hack Club Tech Brewers. All the social links of Hack Club Tech Brewers is present in the description below, so you can just make sure that you tag us. We will try our best to reshare your stories or posts. Cool. So that's all about me. Let's move towards today's main session. So Git and GitHub. What is version control? So basically Git is all about version control. Then the main question arises, what basically is version control? So the words or the terminology itself is self-explanatory, that it controls the version. Okay. So In simple terms, version control systems are software tools that help software teams to manage the changes of the source code over the time. So let's take an example. You are building an website for your own stuff, or you can say you are working on a project. 3 to 4 people are there. You are working on a project right now, and after 6 months you have to submit that project to someone. And at that point of time, you make some mistake in the code, and what you want to do is you want to revert it back to what situation it was on this today's date, right? So you can do this with the help of GitHub, right? Because it is version control. Not only GitHub, you can say Git and GitHub. So what version control basically means is, you might have seen there are various versions named v1.0, v2.0, right? So those are the versions. So at any other point of time, you can just revert back to your previous changes which you have staged onto the Git, and you can just maintain that code. By mistake you have done something or put some extra code which you don't want at that time, so you can just move back with the help of Git and GitHub. So this is basically version control. Okay, you will get a more clear idea when we study about Git and GitHub in depth. So what is Git? Git is a version control system, or VCS you can say, designed to make it easier to have multiple versions or save snapshots of the code base. Okay, so what does this mean? So we got to know what is version control, right? It is used to manage different versions of one code base, and you or your team can just go to that particular day, or there is a code for each and every commit that you make. You might be feeling overwhelmed with all these terminologies, but as we move ahead, I can guarantee you that you will be fluent with all these terminologies at the end of the session. Okay, so what you need to do is, you can just if you are staging and committing your changes in your code, then you can just move to any specific commit that you had staged in the previous days, months, or years, you can say, with the help of the commit message that we provide. So what Git does is, it tracks the changes that you are making in your code. Okay, so what it does, if you for example, you have written hello world, okay, and you have committed those changes, and now you change that hello world to hello everyone. So Git by default, if you have Git initialized, of course, to that folder or file, then Git tracks those changes that you changed world to everyone. Okay, so that's Git basically tracks your changes. The third and the most important point to know or to understand is that Git is not GitHub. Okay, Git is different and GitHub is different. GitHub is a software, or we can say it is a platform where you can host your code or put your code there. Okay, it is basically graphically presented to you, whereas Git is basically command line. You all can work with Git on the terminal command prompt. Okay, so Git basically works on the CLI, whereas GitHub is a website, you can say, where you can host your code. So let's learn basically what is GitHub, so you will get more better understanding. Cool. GitHub is a web-based platform where the source code exists remotely and can be managed by Git. Okay. It provides a graphical interface which makes it easy for anyone to understand and use. So let's look in depth about these 2 points. GitHub is a web-based platform. That means it is a website. GitHub.com is a website where you can host your code remotely. Okay, and it is present there. I will just quickly show you how what remotely basically means. You might know what remote is, but still, for some folks, I will just explain it quickly. And can be managed by Git. So GitHub also uses Git, but GitHub is a software or a website platform, web-based platform, which uses Git, whereas Git is just a CLI. It provides a graphical interface. Most of the folks, those who are not having any technical background, are not very well like suitable or comfortable with working with commands, right? It's impossible, or it's a little bit difficult, we can say, for those who are not from technical background to understand and to mug up those commands like git status is there, git add dot is there, git commit is there. So when to use which commit, or which when to use which command, it's a little bit tricky for them. So what GitHub does is, there are just simple buttons. You just have to go through those buttons and click on them, and in the background Git is getting worked out, right? I will just quickly unshare my screen and share it again. I will give you an example what basically mm, local and remote mean. Is the screen visible? Cool. So let's take an example. Uh, just don't judge my drawing, please. So this is your laptop. Okay, you have written a lot of code here, around 300 to 400 lines of code. Okay, so this is local computer, right? So this is your local computer. So what happens is, if you're working on your laptop, you have written the code, and you won't be able to share that code with anyone else. Do one thing. If you want, answer my question. If you want, if you are working on in a group of 3 friends, you have written the code. Okay, how are you going to share that code to your other friend? Just put it in the chat box, in the comments. There are no wrong answers. Don't be ashamed of it. Like, anything works. How are you going to share your code with your other friend in your team? Let me know. Till then, I will just complete. uh, Copy paste or share the doc file, maybe as a notepad file. Great. So what happens, you will share, like, you can share the doc file, right? You have shared the doc file, but what happens, uh, you have shared it to that person. There is just a minute change, or there is just one change, like, let's say you have the C++ code or Java code, and you have missed one semicolon, and the person, the your friend, he has just changed, he or she has just changed that semicolon. Okay, he or she has added the semicolon. Then he will again send you the file, right, as a doc file. So it's a bit lengthy process. Many of us share the code on WhatsApp, which is not very efficient. So what you can do is, you can use GitHub. How, I will let you know, right? This is your local computer. Now let's take a situation. What you have to do is, you are going for a visit somewhere. You have to go to village due to some reasons. You can't carry your laptop there, right? uh, you are going to your uncle's place, for an instance. You have gone there, but you are not able to carry your laptop, and immediately your staff or your teacher uh, calls you or texts you that you have to do the submission immediately. Now you have your laptop or your code at some other place at your home, and you are at your uncle's place. You don't have your laptop there, but there might be a chance that your uncle has a laptop, and you can just sign into GitHub, check your code, and you can download that code, convert it to PDF or any format that the teacher wants, and you can submit it, right? uh, you didn't have any idea that you are going to be asked for the submission of your assignment, right? So there's no chance that you will be, while moving to your uncle's place, you are going to share the doc file or the notepad file to them. So this is where you can this is one way how you can use GitHub, okay, as a cloud we can say, or as a remote thing. So this is remote. Okay, GitHub is a remote place. This is a local computer. Okay, so how you can collaborate using Git and GitHub? You have written the code, okay, on your local machine. Then you have push that code to GitHub. Don't worry about push and pull. If I say those terminologies, I will explain each and everything to you. So you have pushed that code onto the GitHub, which is a remote repository. Okay. Uh, I will just write it down. My worst handwriting. Okay. Remote repository. Okay. Now what your other friend will do is, your other friend is sitting here in some other city. Okay, and he has his code, right? What he wants to do is, he wants to make changes in your code. So he will pull that from GitHub. Okay, he has got the code. He will make the changes. Okay, the red ones are the changes made by him on the he has added, for example, say, let's say 3 lines. Okay, then what he will do is, he will push that code back to GitHub. Then you can again pull that code from GitHub, and then you can again start working on the project. Now this your file will have all the changes which your friend has done. Okay, these 3 lines. Now you can again add your own lines. You can again push it to GitHub. He will pull it from GitHub. Then again he will make some changes. Then he will push it. Then the same process happens, right? Uh, is it understandable? Just let me know. Till this point, do you have any doubt regarding anything like what is Git or GitHub, how this works? We will see how you can set up your GitHub account, how you can download Git on your local machine, how to set up Git, and how you can just simply get started with GitHub. Till this point, any doubts? So let's move ahead. So there are a few important terminologies that you need to understand basically, uh, for better understanding of what we are going to do ahead in this session, right? So first one is directory. Most of you might know that directory is same as a folder, but still directory is a folder. Then terminal or command line, it is an interface for text commands, okay, where you write the textual commands and the computer runs those commands for you. Then CLI is command line interface, which Git uses, right? I mentioned it in the slide where I explained what is Git. So what is CD? CD is a command which refers to change directory. It is used to change your location from current directory to some other place. Then the last one is repository, or most of the folks say repo. That is basically a project or a folder. So you might listen to these words like what is your repo link, share your repo, create a new repo, update your repo. Okay, so that is basically repository. It is a folder you have created on GitHub. Okay, so these are the few commands that we are going to see in depth today. First one is clone, push, pull, add, commit, status. So these are a few commands that we are going to go through today, right? So I will show these all in a practical manner itself. So let's do some hands-on practice. I will just stop sharing the screen and I will share that to you. Just give me a moment. If you have any doubts, feel free to put them in the comments. I will try to answer them. For getting started with Git and GitHub, the first thing is having Git installed in your system, right? So for that, you need Git downloaded on your system, which you can do by visiting this website, Git SCM. You have to just search it, Git SCM, and just click enter. And the first website you have to go here, then you can download it for your operating system. So you can just click on download and the download will get started. The next thing how you can check whether Git is properly downloaded or not is through terminal. Okay, so Git space version, and it will show you the Git version if it is properly installed. If not, you will be able to see some error there. The next thing is once you have initialized your Git or have downloaded Git on your local machine, then you need to do a few settings like configure it for your with your username, user email, the email which you are going to use for your GitHub account, right? So I already have configured my Git, so I will just show you how it looks. Command that you are going to use will be git config global dash global user dot name. If you want to when for the first time you are going to set those configure those settings, you will need to add your name here. I already have my username configured, so I will just click enter and you will be able to see what is the name. Okay, now the same command local user dot email. Okay, you can see the email id that I have configured for the Git. Okay, so these are the three things, okay, that you need to get set for getting started with Git. Basically, this was about Git. For GitHub, you just need to go and visit to github.com. Once you visit to github.com, now it's I have signed into my GitHub. Once you go to github.com, you will just get an option to sign up. It's similar to any other website as well. You just have to create an email id, username, email id, password, and you are set for getting started with GitHub. So you might be able to see this kind of interface. Here will be your profile picture, then your name. You won't be able to see this, it's customized. You can change this by creating this special repository. Okay, then just a moment. Cool. uh till this point, anyone has any doubts? feel free to post your doubts, because clearing your doubts is the most important thing. I hope there are no doubts. And this- so this is how GitHub will look. Okay, you will have a small add button here, plus sign here. Then the your profile picture will be there, from where you can access all the things. Now what you need to do is, we will start by creating a new repository. Okay, just click on the plus sign, click on new repository. It will ask you for the repository name. So I will just name it as demo repo, that is demo repository. If I want to give any description, I can mention that here. I want this repository to be public or private. Then add a readme file. This we are going to do, but we will do it externally. And I will just click on create repository. What we have done is, we have just entered the repository name, chose whether we want to make it a public repo or a private repo, and click on create repository. Cool. So the repo has been created. You can see this is the link of the repo. Then these are the uh, steps, you can say, through which you can create a new repository using command line. Okay, so what we are going to do is, we will just start. uh, you can I am going to use the VS Code terminal. You can use this basic terminal as well, by default, the default terminal. So let me just close it out. I will create a new folder here named demo. Okay, I will open this. Cool. Yeah. So now you can see the demo folder is completely empty. There is nothing here. Okay. You can see there is no file, no other folder. Okay. You can check the contents inside the demo. You can see demo here, which is the name of the folder that we are currently present in. LA, basically, those who are on Mac OS, you can use the command LA to check what are the contents inside this folder. And those who are on Windows, you can put in space LA command. Okay, so now there is total 0, nothing is there. Now what I want to do is, I want to initialize a repo, or copy the contents, or I want basically this demo repo in my VS Code. Okay, so how I can do it? I can clone this remote repository to my local machine. So if you remember, there was a cloud kind of thing, and there were different commands. The first one was clone. So we will be using that command, git clone. All the commands that we are going to use will have git at the first, okay, as a prefix. So git clone, and then we need to copy this link. Okay, you can just click here, copy this link and paste it here. Okay, and I will click enter. So now you can see there is a new folder here, right? It is also empty because we don't have any file here in this demo repo. Okay, that's the reason it's empty. but initially the demo had nothing, but now we have successfully cloned our remote repository onto our local machine. Cool. Now we need to move to this demo dash repo folder. So how we can do it is with the help of the cd command, which was present in the important terminologies. So cd demo dash repo. Okay. As soon as I press the cd demo repo, okay, I got something extra in it, right? The demo repo is the folder name, but what is git and main? This is something additional which was not present earlier. So git, this purple kind of thing represents that git is initialized in it. Okay, how we can check it, I will show you that as well. And main is the name of the branch, okay, on which branch we are currently. So once again we will do la. Now you can see there is .git file here. So dot generally refers to the .git is a hidden file, okay, which you are not able to see here. But .git file, what this file does is it tracks all the changes. As I mentioned that Git basically tracks your changes. If you change hello world to hello everyone, it is getting tracked by Git. So this .git file does that thing. It tracks all your changes. Okay. Now we will just create a new file here, naming readme readme.md. So .md is basically markdown language. Okay. Zoom it in. Now I will say welcome. Okay, I have saved this. So I have made the changes here on my local machine. Now let's see what's the condition right here. Even if I refresh it, there's no change in the on the GitHub. Now let's check status. So git status is the most frequently used command, or it is the command which you are going to use a lot of times. So it will show you what is the status of our folder or our repo. Okay, so when I run git status, it shows me on branch main, that is the this branch name. No commits yet. We haven't committed anything yet. There are some untracked files. Okay, the name of the untracked file is readme.md. Okay, now you might say, Mrunank, you said that .git tracks all the changes. So yes, it is tracking all the changes, but we haven't added it, or we haven't yet staged those changes, right? So we need to change the stage those changes or the new file that we have added with the help of our next command, that is git add. Okay, git add. So now there are two ways in which you can add these files to the staging part. So one way is you can just write readme.md, or the folder name or the file name, you can say. This way you can do it. Or but if you are working on some web development project, you have multiple files to which you have made changes. There is the html file, there is css, javascript. If you have made changes to all those three files, it's like a bit tedious job to add all of those, like by targeting it singly. Like first you will add git add index.html, then style.css, then script.javascript. So it becomes a bit tedious job. So instead of that, what you can do is git add space, just put a period. Okay, and click on enter. So now you can see it just ran, and it has shown me nothing. Okay, like whether it ran successfully or not. How can I know whether it got added to the staging area or not? So you can again check the status of your repo. Okay, so now something green has appeared here. Let's read the output. On branch main, no commits yet, changes to be committed. Okay, we need to commit these changes. How new file, what is there, what is new to which we need to commit? There is a new file saying readme.md. Okay, so we need to commit it. So how you can do it is git git is compulsory for each and every command. Git commit, okay, dash m. So what this dash m represents is message, commit message. uh, so this helps you to understand, as the example that I gave you in the beginning of the session. If you want to go back to some particular snapshot of your code, you can do it with the help of commit message. Now here I'm going to write added readme.md. So at that point of time I will understand. If you put like beautifully written or easily understandable commit messages, it's easy for you to recall what we did at this particular thing. Okay, so git commit dash m added readme.md. So after 3 months, if I visit back to this repository and I check the git log, okay, so git log is another command which shows you the history, okay, history of your complete commits or what changes you have made to the repository. So added readme.md, then you have to just click enter. You can see this added readme.md. This is the commit message that we passed. One file changed, one insertion. Okay, then this is the id, create mode. Okay, now let's check the status once again. Your on branch main, your branch is based on this, but the upstream is gone, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Now let's check GitHub. There will be no changes. Yeah, so there are no changes on GitHub yet. Now you might say, we have added those, we have committed the changes as well, but why is it not visible on the GitHub? So the reason is we have made the changes on our local machine, but who will push those to GitHub, right? So that's the place where we will use the next command, git push. Okay, so which will push the code from our local machine to the remote repository. Cool. So the command has successfully run. Enumerating objects 3 done, counting objects 100% done, writing objects total 3. Cool. Now it has pushed it successfully. Let's now check on GitHub. Can you see this readme.md file is present here? Okay, you can see this welcome to Hack Club Tech Brewers. We have done nothing. Is instead of refreshing the GitHub page, all we have done is here in the terminal on VS Code. You can do all this in the external terminal as well. Till this point, anyone has any doubt? No lonely livers, lonely liver. The video is not going to get private later. Anyone has any doubts till this point? Cool. So I guess we can move forward, move ahead. So now what we are going to do is just add my screen back. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we will make the changes in the README file here. Okay. And then pull it on VS Code. So what shall I add? Let's put a subheader session on getting started with Git and GitHub. Okay. So you can see how easy it is, right? Uh, I will just show you how you can compare GitHub and the terminal kind of thing. Okay, here what we did is we just wrote the changes. We don't need to run the git add command, right? It is by default considered by GitHub because in the background it is also using Git. We just have to add the commit message, the message that we uh, wrote here, this one, git commit dash m. Okay, git commit dash m. This commit changes the message that we put in the inverted comma. We have to write it here. I will write updated. Okay. If you want to add more extended description like in depth, that I added getting started welcome or session on getting started with Git and GitHub, you can write that as well. And commit changes. Okay, so now you can see the changes here. Okay, I'll just let me go. Okay, you can now see welcome to Hack Club Tech Brewers and session on getting started with Git and GitHub as well. Now, is it visible on VS Code as well? No, it's not, because we have made the changes to the remote repository. Okay, you remember this diagram that we have pushed it to GitHub, which is a remote repository, but we haven't yet pulled it from GitHub, right? We need to pull it onto our local machine. Cool. So pull it, while pushing our code, we wrote git push. So for pulling, we will write git pull. It got git pull. Okay, now you can see this additional line got added just by writing git pull. So it was just a simple line, but just imagine if there are a lot of lines, like if your friend has added around 50 to 60 lines of code on GitHub, and you just need to enter git pull, and you get all these 50 to 60 lines of code within these two words onto your code base. So it's really amazing. Like, it saves your time instead of sharing it with the by the doc file or by on WhatsApp or anything. So this is how you can just share your code, push and pull the code from GitHub to and from the GitHub. So now you can see here. So now let's again, for example, I just my friend forgot to write full stop here. I just made those changes. Okay. So now what we will do is, if still some of them might be there, those who are right, like not comfortable with the command lines and are using VS Code, then GitHub also provides you one extension you need to download. Okay. And once you authenticate your GitHub using VS Code, then you can just, instead of writing the commands, you can do it with the help of simple buttons. Okay, so you just have to go to this source control. Now this add sign is for the git add command, right, to stage the changes. I will click on it. The changes have been staged. Now I need to commit it. So it asks me for the commit message. I will write uh, subheader, and I'll click on enter. The changes have been changed. Now sync changes, that is, it will just push, it shows it, right, uh, push one commits to origin main. Just click on sync changes. Okay, cool. Let's go to GitHub. Now you can see there is no full stop here, right? Just let me refresh the page. Now you can see there is a full stop added at the end. So this is how you can just within a few clicks you can make the changes to your remote repository. Okay, so that's how you can like basically push and pull to and from the GitHub. I hope you all understood it. If you have any doubts, just feel free to post it in the comments. I hope all of you enjoyed the session and got to learn something new. Also, if you want, we are going to provide you the certificates for the session. Those who have attended, you will be receiving a feedback mail. So once you fill in the feedback form, which you will receive over the mail, you will be receiving the certificate soon, within 2 to 3 days. Also, make sure that you take the screenshots of the session and post it on socials. Make sure to tag Hack Club Tech Brewers. Also, you can tag me. The links are present in the description. Anyone has any doubts, please feel free to ask them out. It's better you get your doubts cleared right now. No, Swapnil, the video will going to be public itself. You can access it anytime you want. Also, those who haven't yet registered for the Hack Club, you can just fill in the form present in the description, or visit bit.ly/ techbrewers. T and B is capital. You can see it on the screen. And once again, thanks a lot for joining on the weekend. It was great to have you all. Just make sure that you take the screenshot, share it on socials. Also, make sure you stay tuned for the upcoming sessions. Yeah, do like, share, and subscribe. Also, I would like to thank the Tech Brewers core team for the great support during the session. If anyone has any doubts, just feel free to post it, or else we can end the session. Cool. So I think there are no doubts. We will just wind up this session. Just make sure that you fill in the feedback form that will be sent to you via email, and to successfully get the certificate. So thank you all for joining the session. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.